Hey guys, I'm Jessie and today I am doing the stay at home book tag. Alright, I saw this video the other day when I was browsing through and I just thought it was a lot of fun. It is an original tag by Princess of Paperback. I will link her video and all the information down below if you want to do this, if you want to check out her video. It's just a really fun way to pass the time here in quarantine. Talk about some books. And you know I love a good tag. So let's jump in. All right, the first prompt is laying in bed, a book that you can or have read in a full day. And one that I have read in one day full book was The Giver, which I gave 5 stars to. It was amazing. It's a really short book, easy read. Highly recommend it. One that I think that I can and probably will read in a day is the Binti series. And yes, I said series because each book is super, super short. Like the first book I think is less than 100 pages. And book 2 is a little over 100 pages. I might not do all 3 in one day because, you know, I have kids and shit to do, but I could probably read that whole series in a day. And I'm excited because this is on my TBR. And I'm actually going to be getting to this very, very, very soon. All right, guys, the next question is snacking, a guilty pleasure book. And honestly, I don't really have very many like guilty pleasure books or books that I would consider like a guilty pleasure. But the one that I could think of off the top of my head that I own is the Mortal Instruments series. And I haven't read these in years. Like I haven't read them in forever. But I remember loving them when they came out, and then I've never read the rest of Cassandra Clare's books, which shame on me. I know I need to. I plan on picking up the Infernal Devices very, very soon. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, definitely this series because I don't think I would have as much love for it if I reread it. Like, I don't know if my love would hold up for it, but I have a lot of love for it. Just like I have love for, like, the Twilight books, but I will not reread them because I know I will hate them, probably, if I reread them, but I loved them when I did read them for the first time. So that's, like, a lot of my, dystopian days back in the day, like, when I was, like, in high school and it was, like, a big thing, and I would probably not love them the way I love them now. The next question is Netflix, a series that you want to start. And for me, that is the Lightbringer series. This is the first book, The Black Prism by Brent Weeks. It's a massive, epic fantasy series that I'm super excited to read. I've just heard really great things about this and I'm excited to read it, and maybe now that we're in quarantine I will have time to read it, but I doubt it because kids are a thing. Alright, the next question is Deep Clean, a book that has been on your TBR for ages, and for me, it could be quite a few, but the one I could think of off the top of my head was A Discovery of Witches. I've had this for a while. I picked it up from a library book sale. And I know there was like a show adaptation and I really want to read this book in this series, but I just have never gotten around to it. Like I just keep picking up other things and not getting around to it. So maybe I will deep clean my TBR and get to this sometime soon. The next question is Animal Crossing, a book that you bought because of the hype. And I have 2 actually. And the first one is A Cruel Prince. And the next one is Serpent and Dove. And I picked these books up literally because of the hype. Like, I didn't know when I bought this, apparently, that Serpent and Dove is, like, heavy on the romance. Like, both of these are not books that, like, are my typical ones that I love. But I got them for the hype, and I am going to read them. If they are good, then great. If they're trash, then I just wasted my money. But hopefully they're not trash because I bought them for the hype and because so many people love them, and I know this one, like, all the books are out, so I could binge read this series. The second one, I think, is coming out for this one. So we'll see how I end up feeling about these. All right, the next prompt is productivity, a book you learned from or had an impact on you. And the very first thing that came to mind for me was The Boy Who Could Change the World, which is actually a story. It's a non-fiction book based on journal entries of Aaron Swartz, who was actually this super, super intelligent kid. He's like the founder of Reddit, and then he sold it off and it became what it is today. He went to MIT and he was just this technological genius. And he ended up getting investigated by the FBI because he took information from MTI's servers without permission, basically. Like, he mass downloaded a bunch of files from MTI when he was a student there. And it's this like weird gray area of legality. And he firmly believed that information should be free for everyone. And obviously that is not the case. This is just amazing. I've read a couple books about him. There's, I believe, a documentary series that I watched. I think it's called The Internet's Own Boy. It is so good. I actually based a large part of my master's thesis on Aaron Swartz and his story. I did my master's thesis. I have a master's in criminal justice and legal studies. So my master's thesis was on the need to reform the Criminal Abuse Act of 1984. I'm sure all of you are bored to tears right now, but it was super interesting for me. I did a lot of research on the dark web, Silk Road, that whole trial that happened with Ulrich and Aaron Swartz and a couple other like super infamous hackers. So it's really fascinating. If you want to talk more about that, let me know, because I could probably talk about that all day, because that was my life once upon a time ago. I worked in the legal field and got a master's degree in legal studies. Who knew? The next prompt is FaceTime, a book that was gifted to you. And that was The Gone World, which my mom actually gave me. This is written by her second cousin. So it's like obviously not someone that I've met or anything, but it's like her second cousin, so it would make it my third cousin. So she picked them up because she still talks to, I think, his mom. And I'm just really excited to read this. It's sci-fi. My mom actually read it and said that it was like really confusing for her, but she loved it. So I'm excited to read this because, I mean, the weird familial connections, and I don't really hear a lot of people talking about this. I cannot pronounce his last name. Tom Swelterlich. But yes, I'm excited to read this. The last prompt is self-care. Name something you have done for yourself lately. And for me, that is, I bought an exercise bike. It hasn't arrived yet, but it's supposed to be here this week. I love biking, and it's something that I can't really do right now because I do have two very young kids, and obviously like trails are closed, so I can't go trail riding, and I can't really take my youngest because I don't have a seat on the back of my bike, which I could just buy, but he's too young to like stay for long bike rides. My daughter just gets tired easy and she just needs a new bike. And our neighborhood isn't really conducive to bike riding in the neighborhood. Like, people fly, like it's just not conducive to bike riding with children. So I got myself an exercise bike because I want to stay healthy during quarantine. And I'm not getting out and working out as much as I would like to. And I saw it as kind of a way to make sure that's happening, because I can still do it like while I'm watching a movie or maybe like while I'm reading a book. But yes, I bought myself an exercise bike. And then there's actually a bonus question, and the bonus question is name a book that's coming out recently that you're excited about. And for me, it is Slate of Shadows. I don't know if we have an actual release date because I haven't even seen a cover for it, but it was said that it's supposed to release in June. I don't know if that got pushed back. It is the sequel to An Unkindness of Magicians by Kat Howard, and I am so excited. I loved the first book. I thought it was so much fun. I thought it was so well done, and it was just one of my favorite books when I read it. So yeah, I'm excited for the sequel. I'm excited to see where it goes because it was written as a standalone, not as a series. So I'm really excited to see like where she takes this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this stay-at-home book tag. Really, it was just a fun little tag to do while we are all stuck here in quarantine. If you want to check out the originals with all the prompts, I will leave Princess of Paperbacks link down below. Go check it out. Go check out the Aaron Swartz documentary I talked about if you're interested in that, The Internet's Own Boy, because it's fabulous. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. My name is Jessie. I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with a bonus video thrown in there every once in a while. So make sure you like and subscribe and let me know if you decide to do this because I'd love to watch it. Bye.